Hello and welcome to my tarot corner. So today, before we start, I'm going to show you a few decks. These are three versions of the Tarot of Marseille. The Tarot of Marseille is a deck that was developed in 1760. This is one of the most ancient tarot decks that were developed right after the one that was the first one that is called Visconti Sforza, that was developed in 15 something. I have that deck also, but the cards are just huge, amazing, just humongous, so it's impossible for me to use. Now, about this deck, as you can see, I have several versions of the deck, and I got these two on eBay, that when I was looking for the Tarot of Marseille, the original ones. And then there is a deck that is called CBD, Tarot de Marseille, which is the one that I'm going to use today, which was developed by Dr. Yoav Ben Dov. He was an Israeli tarot master. He was well known all over the world, and his way of reading the tarot was a little bit different than the way that I read the cards. He and my tarot master, they were the biggest names in the tarot world in Israel, and he actually developed his entire way of reading around the Tarot of Marseille. And he also wrote a book that is called The Open Reading, which I am trying to get right now, and I'm looking for it because it is out of print. Dr. Yoav Ben Dov died a few years ago of cancer. That was a big loss to the tarot world. And the one thing about the oldest tarot decks is that they have pictures, or they have art only connected to the major arcana, not to the lesser, the suits. There are no pictures with the suits, only the number of cups, number of wands, number of swords. And this is taking something out of the intuition. So you lean on the interpretation of the cards and not on the actual any of the intuition that I use a lot when I am reading with other tarot decks, whether they are Rider-Waite clones or even other types of tarot decks that are more surreal, like the Tarot of Mystical Moments, or I just got a deck that's called the Surrealistic Tarot, or the Muse Tarot, and even Mystic Monday Tarot, that are all completely different than the Rider-Waite. So why am I using the Tarot of Marseille today? And that's because I'm going to start using a few decks that are not describing the major arcana, the lesser arcanas, I mean the suits, like the Egyptian tarot that I have here, the smaller version of it, but I also have the bigger version, and it also has only major arcana depicted and not not the suits. There is the antique anatomic tarot that I also love, that also doesn't have any description of the suits, but only of the major arcana. But the major arcanas are different. So what is what are we going to read about today? So this is going to be a few SOS, like debunking readings about what are the Sussexes planning, because there were different rumors about them. One is that they are planning on being quiet for 6 months, not to disturb the Platinum Jubilee. And then there was another of Neil Sean's video where he claimed that they got offer for Meghan to play in an Arabic version of Suits. And there was another rumor that I heard that they are going back to Disney. So I'm going to use all three of the tarot of Marseille and watch and see what are these three. What can we see around all of those three options, and see what can we learn about that. So first I'm going to ask whether or not they are going to be silent for 6 months, something that I just cannot believe that it's really going to happen, but let's see what we get. So first I'm going to clear the cards. And then I'm going to start asking. So, are the Sussexes going to be silent for 6 months? Are the Sussexes going to be silent for the near 6 months? Are they going to be silent not to disturb the Platinum Jubilee? So first I'm going to cut the cards and then just take 3 cards and leave it aside. And now I'm going to take a second deck and re-ask the question. Now these cards are carton made, so it's a little bit more difficult to shuffle, but we'll do whatever, the best that we can. So one more shuffle, and then clearing the cards. Okay, clearing the cards. So, is Meghan going to participate in an Arabic version of Suits? Is Meghan meaning to participate in an Arabic version of Suits? Did she get a proposal to participate in an Arab version of Suits? Okay, let's cut the deck and take 3 cards. And the last one is going back to Disney, having some kind of a project with Disney. So first shuffling the cards. These are bigger cards, so it is a bit difficult to put all of those on the desk, but we'll do our best. Just put it like this. Okay, sorry for the silence. Now I'm going to clear the cards. Okay, so are Meghan and Harry planning to go back to Disney? Are Meghan and Harry planning to go back to Disney? Are they planning to go back to Disney? And once again, cutting it in half and taking out 3 cards. And just pay attention that I'm doing it with my left hand. This is very important, so I'm going to put this aside. So let's see about the first option, that was to be silent for 6 months, and we get the Knight of Swords. So although knights are usually a yes answer, the Knight of Swords is actually telling us that it's not what they're going to do. Why not? Because the Knight of Swords, he is the spoiled kid, but he is also, because it's swords energy and it's air energy, he is also connected with communication. Air energy is communication. So they are not going to be silent, but they are going to expect others to do things for them. This is why we get the Knight of Swords here. So although this Knights and all court cards are yes answer to a yes or no question, we also have to look at the meaning of the card itself. And because the Knight of Swords is a knight that is doing everything that is connected to communication, they cannot afford to lose communication. They cannot afford to have communication silence, but they are going to make sure that everything is done by others, that they are not the ones that are doing it. Now, the next option was an Arabic version of suits, and we get here strength. Now, all major arcana are usually less, let's say, less powerful in this kind of readings than the actual suits and even the court cards, because major arcanas are spiritual cards and are not taking things to the ground. Now, especially the La Force, which is the strength card, it is a card, and pay attention that here it is card number 11 and not as it is in the Rider-Waite, which I believe it's number 8 if I'm not mistaken, but I'm going to check. The strength card speaks about finding control within yourself, finding the strength within yourself. Yes, it's number 8. And this card is actually telling us that this is not something that can happen, because they need to find control, they need to find the strength within themselves in order to do something like that. This is a card that is not coming to the ground. This is not something that is operable. So this is an option that is getting out of the table. Now, the third option was Disney. And here we get an ace of pentacles. Yeah, well, so it looks like the Disney is an option, despite the fact that it looked like they are in bad, or they haven't finished things with Disney in a good way. It looks like they are looking to go back to Disney. And one of the rumors that I heard that supports this is that apparently the animation series Pearl that Meghan is working on takes a lot of the animation from Disney. So it looks like I won't be surprised to see that they are looking for a cooperation with Disney in everything that is connected with Pearl. Now, the Ace of Pentacles is an ace of realizing the needs in the material world. Now, of course, in order to be able to realize your needs, you need the universe to know exactly what are your needs, and for that you need to be very specific and very clear to the universe what are the needs that you need fulfilling. And if they are not specific, and if they are not telling the universe exactly what they need, then the universe will not be able to realize it for them. But this is an ace, and an ace is always stronger than any other possibilities. Now, just for the learning option, let's look at the side cards. So here we get two cards that are actually supporting. One card is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 pentacles, wish come true. This is a highly supportive card. And here we got the Two of Swords. Now, the Two of Swords is not really supporting. It is a little bit blocking the ace when we are looking at this way. And if you remember how the Two of Swords looks in the Rider-Waite, there is a woman there that is facing forward, and she is blindfolded. And the ace, the Two of Swords, is a card that speaks about not being able to go forward because you do not see the reality as it is. So this is something that is not, it is not telling us that the ace is not going to be fulfilled, but what it is telling us how difficult it is for them to actually tell the universe, let the universe know what are their needs. This is just showing us they want their wishes to come true. They want the Nine of Pentacles. They want the Ace of Pentacles to realize, but they are disengaged from reality and they cannot see reality as it is. And this is what blocks them in a way. So if it won't come out with Disney, it will be because of the Two of Swords. But still, Disney is the best option here. And if we're looking at the two sides cards here, we have in one side, we have the Four of Pentacles. And this is a blocking card that tells us that they cannot find the control within, because the Four of Pentacles is a card that tells us that they are acting out of feeling threatened. And when you are acting out of feeling threatened, you end up with the Five of Pentacles, which is a card of destruction. And on the other side, we have another Swords, I think. Oh, this is a Wands. This is, but at any rate, this is Five of Wands, I think. Yeah, Five of Wands. And the Five of Wands is a card of battle. It is a battle that they can win if they ask for help. But if they don't ask for help, they cannot get that victory. They cannot win that battle. So both of these cards are actually cards that are blocking the card of force, the card of strength, that tells us that they need to start controlling their own narrative. They need to start controlling themselves. They need to find their own strength within themselves. So this is the second reading, the second card reading, and here we have the Knight of Swords, and on one side we have another Wands card, which is the Seven of Wands, and here we have the 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 of Swords. Okay, so two cards that are really, really difficult, because the Seven of Wands is a card that actually speaks about being focused on the most important things and leaving the trivial things aside. But if they cannot do that, they end up with worry. This is what the Nine of Swords speaks about. The Nine of Swords is a card of worry and justified worry. So they cannot afford to be out of the public eye for 6 months. This is something that they cannot happen. And that's why the main card is the Knight of Swords, that actually tells us that they need that air energy. They need to be out there on the public eye, but they will try and find other people to do the work for them. And because of that, they will not be able to get out of the energy of the Seven of Wands. They will not be able to focus on the most important things and end up with that justified worry that the prince here, the knight here, doesn't want to see that card. He's turning his back to that card. But here you can see that there is a face here, because he does look in over his shoulder. He's looking at that worry, and he's afraid of that, and that is why he's going out from that worry card. So this is it about these options, and I'm going to use the Soul Journey Oracle to see what can we see around there. What can we see? What is their energy right now with everything that is going in the UK with the Jubilee? They didn't even congratulate the Queen, and naturally they did not congratulate Camilla. So first I'm going to clear the cards, and then I'm going to start with asking. Wait. So, and Harry and Meghan's energy right now. Harry and Meghan's energy right now. Harry and Meghan's energy right now. So let's see what card we get. Peace. So they are looking for peace, and I got it in a few readings. They are looking to find some peace with his family, maybe. The articles that are talking about maybe going back to the UK. They want some peace. They want some peace of mind as well. And the second card is blame. So they are playing the blame game. They are looking for each other to find who is to blame for their situation right now, for the place that they are right now. They are blaming the whole world, but not themselves. So, but they still want that peace. They want that peace within themselves. They want that peace energy. But if they can get it or not, that is a good question. So Altogether, the results today is that it does look like they are going to turn to Disney in order to go forward with their projects. So I hope you liked it, and if you did, please like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, leave me a comment. I am trying to read all of the comments in time, but if I do miss a comment, please forgive me. Sometimes I don't get the notification in time. So I'll see you in the next one. Bye.